Hey everyone, and welcome. So, have you ever thought about how your phone's map knows exactly where you are? Or, how in a video game your character knows just where to go? Well, it all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea called coordinates. Now, I know that might sound like a fancy math word, but trust me, it's super easy to understand. And today, we're going to crack this code together. Are you ready? Let's jump right in. All right, so here's the plan for today. First step, we're going to start super simple with just one line. Easy enough, right? Then we'll see what happens when we add a second line to create something called a coordinate plane. After that, you'll learn the secret to finding any location on it. We'll even check out its 4 special neighborhoods. And to wrap it all up, we'll see how this stuff is used all around you in the real world. So let's get started with step 1.
Okay, let's ease into this. We're going to start with something I bet you already know really well. Just one single line.
So take a look at this. Does it look familiar? I bet it does. It's just a simple number line. Right there in the middle, we have 0. That's our home base, our starting point, and we have a special name for it, the origin. Now, if you move to the right from the origin, what happens? The numbers get bigger. They're all positive. And if you move to the left, yep, the numbers are negative. See, I told you we were starting with something you already know. Okay, time for our first new word, and it's an important one. The word is coordinate. And honestly, a coordinate is just a fancy word for an address. It tells you the exact position of a point on our number line. So for example, if I write P with a 3 in parentheses, like this, it just means that point P is located at the number 3. That's its address on this one-dimensional street. Simple as that. Awesome. You've totally got the number line down. But, life isn't just about moving left and right. What if we want to move up and down? What do we do then? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. We just need to add another line. So watch this. We take our horizontal number line, and we're going to add a second one that goes straight up and down. We call this a vertical line. And look where they meet. They cross right at that special spot, the origin, at 0. And this new line works just like the first one. If you go up, the numbers are positive. If you go down, the numbers are negative. And look what we just created. By crossing these 2 lines, we've made this flat, grid-like surface. This whole thing has a name. It's called the coordinate plane. It's like a perfect map. And those 2 number lines we used, they get a special name now too. We call them axes. Okay, let's get to know the parts of our new map. The line that runs left and right, the horizontal one, that's called the x-axis. The line that goes up and down, the vertical one, that's the y-axis. And that center point where they both meet, that's still our good old friend, the origin. But now its address is a little different. Since we need 2 numbers now, one for the x-axis and one for the y-axis, its address is 0, 0. All right, we've built our world, our coordinate plane. Now for the really fun part. How do we find any single spot on this entire map? Well, every single point has its own secret address, and we're about to learn how to read them. Let's think about it like this. Imagine you're going to the movies. Your ticket doesn't just say seat 5, right? That would be confusing. You need to know the row number and the seat number. Like row 2, seat 3. You need 2 pieces of information to find your exact spot. It's exactly the same on our coordinate plane. You can't find a point with just one number anymore. You need 2. And these 2 numbers have a special name. They're called an ordered pair. We write them inside parentheses like this. X, Y. Now, the most important word there is ordered. The order matters a lot. The first number is always your X value, your left or right number. The second number is always your Y value, your up or down number. Always, always, always. Okay, so here's the super simple 3-step recipe for finding any point on the plane. Ready? Step 1, you always start at the origin, right at 0, 0. Step 2, you look at the first number, the X number. That tells you how far to walk along the horizontal hallway, either left or right. And step 3, you look at the second number, the Y number. That tells you whether to ride the elevator up or down. That's it. Let's try one together. Let's find a point called A. Its address is 3, 2. Okay, let's follow our recipe. Step 1, we put our finger right on the origin, 0, 0. Step 2, the first number is a positive 3, so we walk along the x-axis. 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. Now don't put a dot yet, we have one more step. Step 3, the second number is a positive 2, so from where we are, we ride the elevator up. 1, 2 spaces. And bam, that's it. That's the exact spot for point A, at 3, 2. We found it. Okay, you're up. Let's try another one. Let's find point C, and its address is -4, -2. Take a look at those numbers. They're both negative this time. So that first number, -4, does that mean we go left or right? And the second number, -2, are we going to go up or down? Take a second and think about where you'd put it. All right, ready to check your answer? Let's do it together. We start, as always, at the origin. The first number is -4. Since it's negative, we walk 4 steps to the left along the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now for the second number, -2. It's -2, so we go down 2 spaces. 1, 2. And there it is. That's point C at -4, -2. How'd you do? I bet you got it. Great job. See? You're already a pro at finding points. Now, while we've been doing this, have you noticed something about our coordinate plane? Those 2 big axes, the x and the y, they slice the whole plane up into 4 distinct sections. Let's take a closer look at these 4 neighborhoods. These 4 sections have a proper math name. We call them quadrants, and we number them in a very specific way. We always start in the top right corner where everything is positive. That's quadrant 1. Then we move counterclockwise, making a big C for coordinate. So after 1 comes quadrant 2 on the top left, then quadrant 3 on the bottom left, and finally quadrant 4 on the bottom right. Now here's a super handy little cheat sheet. Each quadrant has its own special pattern of positive and negative signs. Think about it. In quadrant 1, you go right and up, so both numbers are positive. In quadrant 2, you go left and up, so the x is negative, but the y is positive. In quadrant 3, you go left and down, so they're both negative. And in quadrant 4, you go right and down, so the x is positive and the y is negative. This is a great little trick to quickly check if your point is in the right neighborhood. Okay, so this is all pretty cool, but you might be thinking, why does this actually matter? Am I ever going to use this outside of math class? And the answer is absolutely yes. In fact, you probably use coordinates every single day without even realizing it. Let's take a look. Ever used GPS on your phone? Well, that's just a gigantic coordinate plane wrapped around the entire Earth, telling your phone its exact location. What about your touchscreen? Every time you tap or swipe, your phone is just finding the X, Y address of your finger. It's how it knows what you're trying to press. And those cool delivery drones? They're using coordinates to fly to the precise XY spot of your front door. It's everywhere. And get this idea is not new at all. It's ancient. For hundreds of years, sailors and explorers used maps with lines of latitude and longitude. And guess what? Latitude and longitude are just a fancy, globe-sized version of our X and Y axes. This simple idea of a grid has been helping humans find their way for a very, very long time. So let's just take a second to think about what we did today. We started with one single, simple number line. Then, just by adding a second one, we unlocked the ability to map an entire 2-dimensional world. You now know the secret to giving every single point its own unique address. That is an incredibly powerful skill to have. So I'll leave you with one final thought. Now that you're an expert on coordinates, what could you map in your own world? Maybe you could map out the furniture in your room, or the positions of players on your favorite sports team. The possibilities are endless. The next time you see a map, or even a spreadsheet, you'll know the powerful secret that makes it all work. Thanks so much for learning with me today.